What's going on, guys? So right now you're probably thinking about joining the military, and maybe you're curious and you just don't know how you're going to talk to your parents about it. Maybe you know that they're not going to be super happy about the idea, and you just want to know how should you actually come out to your parents and tell them that you want to join the military. So kind of a reoccurring question that I get a lot of times on social media is people asking me about how they should talk to their parents about actually joining the military because, one, they're going to hate the idea, or two, they might, kick them out of the house, or they're just not great on the military, or maybe a family member died in the military, so now your family does not want you to join. How should you actually talk to them about that? And I'm going to give you guys in this video basically the same response that I give every single time I get asked this question. And that is, in this scenario, you're supposed to be an adult, or you're almost an adult. You're 17 years old, you're 16 years old, you're about to be an adult. And it's time for you to make a big boy or big girl decision. And that is what you are going to do with your life. And so when you're talking to your parents about joining the military, there's really only going to be one of three different scenarios. And the first one is going to be that your parents, you already know, they're pretty much going to be all for you joining the military. Maybe they were prior service themselves. Maybe you just know that they're up for the idea. In that case, it's going to be super easy. How do you tell them? You just go up to them and tell them. The second scenario is probably the most common one, and it was definitely my case, which is you tell them, or you're thinking about joining the military or whatever, and then they're negative about it. They don't want you to join. They're like, why does it have to be you? Oh my gosh, can't you just do something else with your life? Can't you do something better with your life? That's what my mom said. So that's kind of funny. And then they go through this stage where they're just kind of in denial. Maybe they're trying to talk you out of joining. And then you actually join the military. You go in, you swear in, and then for your parents, it's like, oh my gosh, this is real. And then you graduate basic training, and your family just loves it. Your parents are so proud of you. They're so happy for what you've done and how you've become a better person, a better adult, a soldier because of all this. And it kind of just flips, and they're happy that you joined. They're happy to see the positive changes in your life that the military has brought to you. So first starts off negative, and then it becomes positive after basic training. And that's generally I would say the most common scenario. That was, my scenario. Parents, just up until you leave, they're just like, you don't have to go to basic training. You could just, not go or whatever. And then you leave for basic training, you get done with basic training, and then they're all of a sudden happy and they're proud of you. And the third scenario is the one that people are generally scared of, and that is they know that their family is going to just hate the idea. For whatever reason, they're just going to hate the idea of it. Now, the only thing that I have to say here is that this is when you have to really just make a big kid decision. You got to make an adult decision here, and that is, what are you going to do with your life? Now, there's obviously going to be so many different circumstances and so many different situations going on with your life, but you really have to look at the situation and decide on how you're going to do it. So do you want to tell them, right away, or do you want to just, swear in and go through the whole process without telling them anything, and then just be like, hey, I'm leaving for basic training in a couple of weeks. I just want to let you guys know after the fact. I didn't want you to talk me out of it or whatever. So there's going to be all kinds of different situations here, all different kinds of scenarios, but you really have to make a big kid decision, an adult decision. Now, in either the second scenario or the third scenario with your parents, you can really do this a couple of different ways, but in my opinion, the more negative that you think your parents are going to be, the less direct you should be at first, in my opinion. This is my opinion on how you should probably talk to your parents about joining the military. The first thing that you should do is just kind of throw the idea out there, right? So especially if you're a younger person, if you're like 14 years old or younger, if you're even 15 years old or younger, and you talk to your parents about joining the military, they really probably shouldn't take it too seriously, because there's a lot of time in between you right now and you actually joining the military. So there's going to be a little different scenario there. But if you're 16, 17, 18 years old, and you want to tell your parents about you joining the military, at first I would just kind of throw the idea out there to your parents. That's what I did. I just let my parents know. I was like, hey, I'm thinking about joining the military. I was like, I'm gonna go talk to a recruiter sometime soon or whatever. I told them that I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I've been doing some research and stuff. And of course, they were just a little negative. But I think you should kind of throw the idea out there to your parents, kind of read their reactions from it, and judge how negative it's going to be. And then from there, you get that reaction, then you can go and follow through with your recruiter. You can communicate with your recruiter. You can go through the whole MEPS process and everything. and then you can kind of let them know at a later date that, hey, this is a definite thing. I definitely want to do this. I definitely am going to do this. You know, sometimes in life, there's going to be these situations, scenarios, conversations that you really don't want to have. You don't really know how it's going to turn out, and you're kind of scared to have the conversation with said person. And joining the military, talking about joining the military with your parents, if you know they're going to be negative about it, is definitely one of those things that you're probably going to be nervous about, but you've just got to do it. I personally would not recommend that you just tell your parents like straight up, like the day before you leave, that you're joining the military. The only time I would recommend that you do that is if they literally, in some scenarios, will kick you out of the house. Like, they are so against the military that they will like kick you out of the house for joining the military. So that's really the only thing that I can think of, because you know, you don't want to be homeless, right? But the big tip here for you guys, when you actually do tell your parents that, hey, I'm serious, I'm actually joining the military, you know, I'm swearing in at MEPS tomorrow, or, you know, whatever, I'm shipping for basic training in a month or so. The real thing that you should really, you know, hit whenever you talk to your parents is that you have a plan. Coming from my parents' perspective, they were really happy to see that I had an actual plan of things that I wanted to do and a process that I wanted to go through in the military, that I actually had a plan that I wanted to follow, and I wasn't just joining the military and just gonna see how it goes. Now, there are some people who do want to just join the military and they don't have a, you know, a set plan. They just want to join with this MOS and just see where life takes them, see if they want to actually stay in the military or not. Me personally, my plan, you know, in a nutshell, was to join the Army Reserves, go enlisted, then go back to college, do ROTC, commission as an officer. I wanted to branch the signal branch, which is what I'm going to be, which is going to help me on my civilian side job. So I had, you know, this plan that I wanted to do. I talked to my parents about it and how the military was going to benefit me in my life, my civilian life, overall in my entire career, really. So I had a plan, and my parents, you know, after a while, they kind of came around to that, like, okay, we're happy that you have a plan and you're not just kind of, you know, throwing away college, because sometimes parents will think about that. Especially for me, I joined the military 3 years into college. So I had done 1 year of community college and 2 years at a university whenever I actually did join the military. So those are my thoughts and advice to you guys who are actually thinking about joining the military, who are kind of scared to talk to your parents about it. Number one, just kind of throw the idea out there to them, just kind of get a feel for how their response is going to be. And then, you know, make an adult decision, right? I've said that a whole bunch of times. Make an adult decision. It is your life. It is your life. Do not let other people's opinions and thoughts, you know, negative thoughts from the military, negative whatever, you know, negative, you know, energy that they're throwing at you. Do not let that stuff get to you. It is your life, right? Do what you want to do with your life. Nothing, you know, bad or whatever, but do what you want to do with your life, what you think is best for you. If you want to join the military and your mom says, heck no, that is retarded, why would you want to do that? Because you could die, blah, 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 all this stuff. Do what you want to do, because that is how you're going to be happy, right? You're going to be a miserable person if that is like, the military is like something that you just die hard want to do, and you know, it's just on your bucket list. It's just something that you want to do in your life, and then you don't do it because of your mom, and then you grow up and you be too old and you're just like, dang, I really wish I would have done that. So you don't want that to happen to you. So if you want to do it, make an adult decision, join the military, talk to your parents about it, just do it, right? It's going to be one of those conversations that you're going to have, so just do it. So that's it for this video. Maybe I gave you guys a little bit of confidence to go and talk to your parents. Remember, you got one life, it's your life. Do what you want to do with your life. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, that would be awesome. If you want to stick around for some more of my videos, hit that subscribe button. That would be even better. If you're not following me on social media, Instagram and Snapchat links are right here. Still have the Twitter link in the description. I really need to do something about that. I got Instagram and Snapchat here. Twitter's in the description. But, I mean, I got to make some kind of logo, I guess. But hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys later.